Hey, welcome to my channel, Cooking with Manual Focus, and today we're going to be making some shrimp and grits. Absolutely delicious recipe, and if you're from the South like me, you already know what time it is. So what we're going to do is we're going to focus on this recipe. And as you can see here, I got some fresh parsley. This is your curly parsley. And you got two types. You got Italian and curly, but you want to use a curly. And I got a shallot, and this is a cousin to an onion. Has a little bit stronger flavor. Now we're going in with some fresh garlic, and you can use garlic paste if you like to make it absolutely simple, but this is what we got. So I got some thick sliced bacon, as you see here, but these kitchen shears make light work for cutting through this bacon. And I'm just doing these in, about an inch, and then there you go, you got your nice little bacon. Now we got an andouille sausage. What we're gonna do is we're gonna use half this length, and then we're gonna save the rest for another recipe, and then we're gonna come in, and then we just gonna get this chopped up, and then we're gonna come back and quarter those chunks. Got that andouille sausage, got some bacon, and then we're gonna have that shrimp. We're gonna be in the game. Shrimp and grits ain't good shrimp and grits without good grits, right? So we got 3 cups of chicken broth, and then we got a cup of milk, and then we're gonna put this in here, and we're gonna let this come up to a boil, and then we're gonna slowly add our grits in. I got me some smoked Gouda, right? Smoked this myself. There, I'm gonna use a little bit of that. I'm gonna get this grated up, and then we're gonna put that in those grits. It's gonna be absolutely fantastic, fam. All right, as everything comes up to temp, and you see a little frothiness right there, and it comes up to a little boil, and you in the game's gonna add our grits in slowly while we whisk them, right? So we don't want any lumps in our grits. Slowly add them in, and then I'm gonna move this over to another eye because we're gonna start working on that bacon, but we're gonna reduce this heat and let it simmer a little bit, and these gonna be some absolutely delicious grits. If your water beads like that, you in the game. So if your water beads up and it doesn't explode on you, then you know your pan is at the right temperature. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna add our bacon in, and we're gonna let this cook. And we're gonna keep this moving, and we wanna create that pond that's on that pan right there. And we're gonna be in the game because we're gonna make a little bit of sauce with these shrimp and grits. Once your bacon is where you want it, we're gonna remove it from this pan, and then we're gonna work on that sauce. Now we got our andouille sausage cooked to where we want them. Now we're gonna remove it from that heat, and we're gonna place it over here with that bacon, because now we're gonna work on that shrimp. And you can see right here all that fun right there. We're gonna use that in the end steps. That's all flavor right there. So keep that on that pan, and then like I said, we're gonna get this off and onto this plate, this little paper towel, and then we're gonna start working on our shrimp. So before we put this in the pan, I want to go ahead and season it, because I don't want to season it in the pan. So we're going in with some Creole seasoning, and then we're gonna go in there with a little bit of smoked paprika, and then we're gonna work this around, and then we're gonna add just a tad more Creole seasoning in there. Now we're gonna take this to the pan, and then we're gonna get these done up. Now you don't want to overdo your shrimp, right? So you let them cook a couple minutes each side, and then when they start turning, like a nice coral color, you'll flip those bad boys, and then you're in the game. So let's go ahead and check on these grits. Like I said, we moved them to another burner, and as you can see right there, those are perfect grits right there. And then before we serve them, we're gonna add some cheese to them. But if you like your grits a little bit thinner, you can add, more milk if you like. But these are gonna be perfect right here for me. So we're gonna let these continue to keep warm, and then we're gonna finish cooking these shrimp. Now, when you see your shrimp and you turn them over and they look like that, that's perfect. So we're gonna let these continue to cook, and I'm gonna flip them. And then when they're ready to come out, we're gonna come back and see you guys. And then that's why I say, fam, you wanted to keep all that fun still in there, because it's gonna help with getting these bad boys seared up, and they look good. These are ready to go. Some of them are not. I'm gonna let those cook some additional, couple minutes, but some of these are already ready to go. And you don't want to overshoot them, because they'll come rubbery on you. But for the ones that are, we're gonna go ahead and remove them. All right, fam, so we're gonna make a little sauce. We got our shallots, right? So we're gonna go in there, first, and we're gonna let these cook up just a little bit. we're gonna keep it moving. And I know you see all that fun right there. We're gonna come back to that. And then we're gonna go in with our garlic. And then we're gonna cook that quickly. We don't want it to burn. We just want that to become fragrant. Now it doesn't take long for that garlic to start getting fragrant. Now we're gonna add that heavy whipping cream. And then we're gonna reduce our heat. And then we're gonna pour that fond off the bottom of that pan. Should start removing just like that. And then we're gonna add some more heavy whipping cream. And then now we want to add a little bit of hot sauce, right? I like my grits with hot sauce on them, so I like a little spice. And then we're gonna let this be a little kick of flavor for us. So this is gonna be a nice, absolutely delicious sauce for these shrimp and grits. And as you see right there, you see that fun as you let that heavy cream do its thing. It starts removing that fun, and that's all flavor, you know, that you built throughout this recipe, and you are in the game. Once everything removes from the bottom of that pan, we're going to remove it from the heat because we don't want to overshoot it. But now, this is what we're looking at, and you are in the game. All right, so now we got these grits back on the main eye, and as you can see right there, those look pretty good. So we're going to give this a nice little twist, right? Like I said, you got to keep an eye on your grits. If you like them a little bit thinner, then by all means put more milk in it. If you like the thin amount, now we got that smoked Gouda, and then we just gonna place this in there like so. We're gonna put a little bit at a time, and we're gonna let this melt. And Gouda is a good melting cheese, so it doesn't take a lot for Gouda to melt, as you can see. And then we're gonna add the rest of that Gouda in there, that smoked Gouda. And if you never smoked cheese before, it's absolutely simple. I got a video out, and I'll definitely put that in the card section on the end screen so you guys can see just how easy it is to smoke your own cheese. But now we got some nice creamy cheesy grits. So now all we got to do is we got to put some butter in there. So I'm going in with a half stick of butter. And then we got to salt and pepper to taste, so we're gonna add a little bit of pepper. And if you're watching your salt, you know, you can definitely omit the salt, but we'll add a couple turns of salt, and then we'll let that butter melt in these grits, and then we're officially in the game, fam. So these are gonna be absolutely delicious shrimp and grits. And look at those grits right there. Got the pepper flakes in it, and then we just gonna plate this up. Ooh, nice and creamy, cheesy with that smoked Gouda. Now that is next level right there. Let me get me one more scoop right there. And look at those grits. And now what we gonna go in with is that andouille sausage, right? Like I said, we doing, and you can omit anything that you want to. If you just want shrimp and grits, you can definitely do so. If you want shrimp, grits, and bacon, you can definitely do so. And if you want this trio just like me, you can definitely do so. It's your kitchen, it's your show, and you do whatever you want to do. We're gonna put those shrimps on there like so. We want to hit it with that sauce. Now we gotta add, you know, just a couple more shrimp. Cause I know you probably said, man, that man been stingy on that shrimp. There we go. We'll add a couple more pieces of bacon for you. Add a little bit of andouille on there. Just for a pop of color. Delicious shrimp and grits. All right, fam, there you have it. Absolutely fantastic. Creamy, cheesy, 3-meat shrimp and grits, right? Now let's go down to it, and we got to get us a taste test, right? You got that shrimp, you got that bacon, you got that andouille sausage, right? So we just gonna go ahead and get a scoop of that. And look at the grits right there. Cheers. Now that's absolutely amazing, fam. And I'm gonna go back in for another bite of that. Cooked perfectly. Listen, that sauce, I like the heat, that's just me. But you got that andouille sausage to give it a different texture, flavor with that bacon, and then that perfectly cooked shrimp with those smoked Gouda grits. You in the game. Now, if you're new to this channel and you like this content, go ahead, smash that subscribe button and hit that thumbs up. For the Focus fam that's been rolling me for a while, you already know what I got to do. I got to smash into these shrimp and grits, and we'll see you guys on that next recipe. Peace.